Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Togen's Fly Shop, Maui Jim Sunglasses, and Hardy Rods and Reels.
Fishing some lakes today. We're going to probably go up and try Mitten. None of us have fished that for a while. We thought we'd try it. Might be a little warm. It's been really hot, but we'll try it. And there's other lakes in the area if that doesn't pan out.
Yeah, for sure. There's some big Gerards still left in that place, but they could be pretty moody there too. So we'll go and try to rustle a few up.
We'll go try it. And we're here on Dave's new property there. He's got a little guest cabin he just built. His main house is over there for when he's guiding here over in Golden. So anyway, today we'll head up there. We'll give it a try on Mitten Lake to start, and we'll see what the heck happens from there. So that's today as we take you sport fishing on the fly. Oh, he's a nice fish. Nice fish. Just barely nipped her too. First fish there, we marked him, finally marked some on our side scan.
Yeah, it took a little while to find them this morning.
Yeah, we had to go look for them. Oh, boy, I tell you one thing, they got lots of pizzazz. I don't think these boys have been hooked. That's a good looking fish. But again, I started with my regular sinking type because I was set up from our last lake adventure with the booby, of course, and then you guys were trying some indicator. So it's always good searching pattern. You see them in there, and especially where there's a little shoal, like there is here. You know definitely you got any kind of booby, it's gonna be a okay. Release this guy. Actually, they got a lot of.
A lot of spots on that fella.
Yeah, a lot. Nice looking fish, eh? Nice in the. Nice spotting and lots of pizzazz, good little fight. It's a good start to the day's first thing, but we had to go, we had to go find them, right? Like we went around, we couldn't find anything, and as soon as we marked them on the side, a couple of casts and we're in them.
Yeah.
That's why I find those things invaluable. You got to have the fish finder.
Yeah,
When you don't know a lake, we haven't fished here, So when you come out, you got to just, you know, we wouldn't know, and it's a pretty large lake.
Yep.
So where are you going to fish?
Yeah, temps have been warming, and they've been starting to go a little deeper, but
63 on the.
they got to be somewhere, so we'll find them.
Well, there's some here. Ah, you got one there, Dave.
Yeah, I found a nice little spicy fella here.
Here's a little guy. Cromer.
He didn't like the bulldog.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. That's pretty hot fish. Nice and spotted. Well, we're definitely finding more up here than we have anywhere else in the lake so far today.
Yeah, up in this corner. Well, it's early. It's just a matter of, I just like to find them in a larger group, right? They've been singles and doubles, so we need to find a pod. Well, what's that? Another little one, Dave.
Can't really tell. He's feisty.
Yeah, I can
He's not
see
the
him.
biggest, but
He's nice.
he's sporty.
Nice fish. They're spunky. They've got lots of pizzazz, these fish. Yeah, we just can't find a pod. One here, one there. We mark them, we fish them, we get them. And then, but there's no, there hasn't been any kind of hatch. We need a real hatch to come on. And then that way maybe they'll get condensed up.
Got a little random on the go.
Oh, he's gone.
This guy's not too happy either.
Oh,
That's a nice little fish.
oh. You'll one
He
hand
didn't like
that.
the Moby.
Nice fish.
Yeah.
Nice color. After we had to come out, we had such slow time on Mitten at noon. We said, lunchtime, let's go over and try bittern. Our old favorite, let's go to bittern and see if we can catch some.
You making any progress over there? Should I let this make some room in the net for you?
You better film this guy now, Don. He could be gone. He's barely hanging on. Yeah.
Nice fish.
Oh,
there he
shoot,
goes.
I'm gonna need that net.
Nice fish, Dale.
Oh,
Yep.
Good little double header, hey?
Yeah.
He's
That's
not-
a good looking fish.
Nice looking fish. Okay, here, I'll get my fly out.
Great shape on these guys.
Oh yeah, he really tore off. See how far he ran out in the.
Beauty.
Nice. Well, now we're gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Surviving, nice fish. Want to just release here?
Yeah, I think so. Don't see those loons around. Nice.
Oh, there he goes. Boy, he ripped, eh?
That was a screamer on that
He
one.
hit right to the center of the lake. All right, good,
Good job, bud.
double header to
That's
start things off. That was a good idea, I guess, changing lakes. We had to. The water temperature is still 65 degrees here too. It's warm.
Yeah,
Been
it's
a
hard to say.
warm
They
summer.
might have turned on over there, but they're definitely ready to eat here today.
They are. Now it's 30 degrees or something the forecast for today, right? In
Yeah.
Golden. So, anyway, we'll do what we can, but that's a good start.
Sure is.
Much better.
Well caught.
All right. Well, I think it's time to go to the bench type of fly. You got your fish, you got that nice fish on a gomfish, but
Yeah.
we actually tied a gomfish, I think, when Brian caught his big fish here on a gomfish. So Don will have to be innovative, come up with something and tie something special on the bench for you today.
Today on the bench, I want to tie you up Don's dragon. Now, one thing I really don't like when I'm tying dragonflies, especially gomfish, is all the deer hair. I just don't like the deer hair. So now I've got some new materials I use that eliminates the deer hair and still gives me a very floaty dragon, which I like. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we'll use a Mustad R74 size 8 streamer. We'll use some 6/0 rust thread to tie with. some 6mm gray round foam for the eyes, some 7/8 inch plum foam body for the body, some lichen straggle string for the underbody, some lichen straggle string for the thorax, some natural pheasant tail for the legs, and for the markings, some Pantone pens. To start the fly off, of course, I'm going to put on my thread and just wrap in a small little base layer just to get it going. Now that we have the thread tied in, I'm going to take some of my lichen colored straggle string and tie it in, tie right back to the bend in your hook, and then when you come back about 2/3 of the way up your hook. You don't want to come all the way up, just about 2/3, and then we're going to wrap in a straggle string underbody. Now that we have the straggle string underbody tied in, we're actually going to color our little foam body. We want it to make it look like the segmentation of a dragonfly. And I've got 3 main Pantone pens. I've got a brown, kind of a bright green, and an olive. And those are the colors you want. So really when I'm drawing my lines in, I want to use my really bright chartreuse olive, and I'm just going to put in about, there's 1, 2, I'm going to make about 6 bands on the back of the fly. And this is just to give it that segmentation. And they don't have to be very even. And then I'm just going to go 1 down the middle. Right down the middle. So that starts it off. Now I'm going to fill in a little bit with my darker olive in those gaps. And again, it doesn't have to be pretty. You just want to make it look like it's a, the color of the dragon on the back. Fill in as much as you can, and then I'm going to work with my brown after and put dots in there, because they always have various colors. There's light greens, there's olives, there's darker colors, so you want a combination. So now that you have the top of the body all colored up, I'm just going to take the brown, and I like a lot darker bottom on it. So I'm just going to get the fat part of this. So now you've got the body all colored, and again, try different colors. Go with the olives and the browns and put some spotting on it. All the dragons have different colors. The bottom is all brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a notch on the bottom. So I've got a knife, and I'm just going to form a slit at the bottom, just so it fits in to my hook about halfway. So take a knife or some razor blade and just be very careful. So there's the slot. You can see the slot now. Now what I'm going to do is slide it on just into the slot, right up about 2/3 up the hook bend. You can see you've got a little bit of overlap off the back, and then just wrap over that front foam with your thread just to tie it in. Now that we have the body tied in, I'm going to take some of my foam eyes, and again, just cut it in half. Cut that piece of foam in half, and then we'll take the 1/2 of that and tie it in just behind the eye of the hook, and form a couple eyes on the fly. And we'll cut these back a little later. Now that we have the eyes tied in, I'm going to take about 3 to 4 segments of my pheasant tail and just make them as long as the right back to the back end of the body, and just tie one in on one side and one on the other. And the main thing is just pull them down so they're both the length of the body and they're on the side of the fly, and cut off your excess. And do the same with the other side. Now that we have the legs tied in, we're going to make a bit of a thorax and back on the fly. So we're going to take some of our straggle string material and tie it in right behind the eyes, and then wrap it. And when you wrap back a little bit over the back of the body so that your legs will splay out a little bit on the side and they won't stick straight out. So just go back. It forms a bit of a wing case on the fly and the thorax. And build it up so you have a nice thorax on the fly. And tie off behind the eyes. Now that we have the thorax tied in, I'm going to take my thread forward in front of the eyes. And what we're going to do is just whip finish in front of the eyes. Give it a good whip finish. Cut off your thread. Now that we have the eyes tied in, you have this option. And I didn't want to put this in the materials list, but this Gulf material, the Gulf UV resin, is very good. I have fluorescent green here, the chartreuse. It's very bright. And how I really like to offset this fly is I put one little dab on each eye. And then I just hit it with the UV light. And when you do this, it really sets off the fly. You know, a lot of times I used to leave it off, but now I've found that hitting with the chartreuse Gulf and putting just a small little eye on each of the big eyes really sets this fly off. So there it is, Don's Dragon. I mean, it is a lazy way to tie. I mean, I love these foam bodies. They make it very easy. You don't have to deal with the deer hair. And you know, this fly floats like a cork. I can use it on a real fast sink line, type 7, type 8, down on the weeds, you know, lengthen out my leader, and I know this fly isn't going to get hung up on the weeds because it floats so well. So Don's Dragon, good substitute for the deer hair golf.
That's not deep enough.
Settle down a bit. You'll chill out a little. There we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
but he'll jump over the front. So
We
you
finally
don't
found this nice ledge, and there's been dragonflies hopping all day with this kind of heat. So put on
Wow.
a nice Gompus dragon in the natural colors, and this beauty decided to eat. Look at that.
I don't know. As I say, the net's not large enough to.
Let's just let him chill out here. Whew. Let me try to hold him up here.
Chill out. He's good luck with that.
Ready? That's what we come here for.
Oh. Oh.
Nice, big, chunky, beautiful fish. Take your time here. We saw this guy cruise earlier too.
He's a tank.
He's big. He's
Yeah,
definitely
that was a
big.
good job, Dave. You went down and you saw. Well, I spotted the two. I get credit, guiding
That's right.
credit. Brought us right in here. Saw the two cruising, but Dave picked them off. Now that's a true guide, eh? You finally get a chance to fish. So what do you got to do? You got to catch them.
He's frisky now.
There he goes. What a tank!
All
You
right.
can see him swim off. Look at him. You probably see him for 100 yards. Good job, Davy Burns.
All right, that was worth the wait on
That
that
was.
fish.
You spot him, you got him.
Yeah, we were casting at a couple that we saw over here, and then I saw that big shadow cruising that way, so
No.
I fired out the back.
I saw-
You
no.
did see him first.
No,
Oh,
you
no,
did.
yours
I
for those
saw
little
him in
smaller
here.
ones over there, I think.
Anyway, the key is you picked him off. You saw him over there when you were in here, and you got him.
Yeah, these hot days, I mean, they go down deep and they love those dragons.
Yeah, big Dragonfly Nymph.
Yeah.
That was when we fished here a couple years ago. Remember we shot with Brian Chan?
Oh, I can't remember.
Same thing.
Can't forget that fish.
You guided him with that great big Dragonfly, big toad, 2 over 10 pounds. Big fish in here.
All right.
Good job.
Let's catch them up.
Well, Dave, it was quite a day. We came out and started off on Mitten Lake where we were up at Whitetail. Did some shows there. It was great. Then came over to see Dave, of course, in these lakes here in the Golden area. So we went Mitten. You hadn't fished in years, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So us too. So we went over there, but very spotty. I think the water temperature was very warm. So we've caught fish on bitter. So we said, let's just pop over. It's what, 3 kilometers here?
Yeah, it's a little bump down the road.
So we punched in here, 68 degrees on that thing, and it's the beginning of June. Unbelievably warm springtime, eh?
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great day. You caught that big toad. We're using our loop rods, big Gomphus dragons.
That's right.
Seemed to be the ticket today, even with the warm water. So anyway, we want to thank, I definitely got a few people to thank. We want to thank Prestige Hotels. We stayed in the Prestige and Radium when we were fishing the East Kootenay end this morning, heading over here, and then we'll be at the Prestige and Golden tonight. So they've been great. And also, you know, where you're connected, Dave, is we've got now On the Fly Adventures at ontheflyadventures.ca. Go on the website, you can hook up, book a trip with Dave. He's got all kinds of lakes here, and of course, you've seen the big bull trout that he pulls out of the Columbia River. So we really want to thank you for coming along again today, Dave.
That was my pleasure.
And landing that great big toad to make us all excited about that. So that was a great fish today.
Yeah, it's great to see some of those big fish still kicking around in here. And
Absolutely. You want to catch a 10-pounder, man, this is the place to come. And then bull trout, you're still after your 20, but
he's going to make an appearance one day
He
on
will.
camera. But
anyway,
had a few
thanks
close
lot.
calls, but we'll get them again this fall.
Excellent. Anyway, when you're out here, take care, preserve our waters. Get some beautiful lakes like here in Golden. We'll see you next time when we take you sport fishing on the fly. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Mine too.